Right. Welcome to Roundhill Friday. We talk about Roundhill. They declare the bulk of their funds, their single stock tickers on Fridays. So we'll go over those. And, what are they paying? What are their total returns? And I have a little something special for the end. Not the song. I'll do the song tomorrow. But a new little statistic I added, which some of you might like. But let's go to the spreadsheet. Or first, the website, roundhillinvestments.com. You just highlight our ETFs. They have a ton. I do own DRAM and nope, that's different company. I do own DRAM. They're thematic ETFs, not an income play. Then they got the income ETFs, not single tickers, which we'll cover today. Then the weekly single tickers, which we'll cover today. So let's go to the spreadsheet. We're first going to sort by percent change today. Who did well? It was kind of a mixed day. A lot of green. There we go. And look at this. ARM, British Semiconductor, up 14%. This is not a 2x fund. This is not a leverage fund. 14%. Now, Roundhill uses a little leverage. ARMW up 16.58% today. Are you kidding? 112% capture. Awesome. And the numbers are changing. You'll see that. We're in the market's closed, but we're in after hours. So you'll see these numbers change. RMW just went to 17% gain for the day. AMD, Advanced Micro, huge couple of days and up again 13.9% today. AMDW up 16.15%. They captured 116% of the gain. So this is when Roundhill flourishes. When things are up, they're up more. NVIDIA up 4.3%, NVDW up 5.2, 120% capture, and that's kind of the average that we like to see, 120%. It also goes on the downside as well. I'm sure we'll see some of those. But these are all the green ones. Amazon was up 3.49, AMZW up 4.34, 124% capture. Alibaba up 3.1%, BABW up 3.8%, 123% capture. VanEck Gold Miners GDX up 2.33, GDXW, which I do own, it's in blue here, 2.97%, 127% capture. Meta up 2.41, METW up 2.99, 123% capture. I mean, this is great. Top W, that's the old W pay. Multiple underlines. They own the various single tickers in Roundhill. Up 1.8%. Nice. Google up 1.63%. GooW, which I also own, up 1.75%, 107% capture. The NASDAQ was up 1.95. QDTE, which I own, up 1.71. Didn't quite capture it. 87% capture there. Palantir up 1.07%. PLTW up 1.71, 158% capture. That's big. Robin the Hood up 1.4. WhoW up 1.65, 117% capture. MAGS, which is the Roundhill Mag 7, up 1.97. MAGE, which does covered calls on MAGs, up 2.04, 103% capture. Tesla up 0.69%. TSLW up 1.31, 189% capture. ETH, that's their Ethereum fund, up 1.44. Multiple underlyings. They own a couple different Ethereum funds. We could just put ETHA in there. I think that's their main one. I'll look at that. Maybe we'll just put that in, just so we can compare it. In fact, we can do it right now. ETH. And then we'll just copy these and that. Yeah, that's why we can't do it, because ETH, was up 0.17, but ETH was up 1.44. That's 800% capture. So we can't do it. I mean, because it's different funds. So we want it to look kind of, somewhat a comparison. So we'll just lose that for now. I'll look deeper into that and see if we can compare it to something. Maybe just Ethereum spot. So I mean, that's the gist of it. There's a bunch of them. We're not going to go through every one, but you're seeing 111% capture on MSFW, 138 on GLDW. That's Spider Gold. We talked about the gold miners. Avgo, 81% capture. XPay, that's S&P, 85% capture, so on and so forth. Let's see if there's any red. There's not a lot of red here. Costco was down 0.32%. Cost W down 0.2. Only captured 61% of the loss, which is unusual. Usually they capture a little more. There's a little leverage there. What's that? United Health down 0.33. UNHW up 0.16. Netflix down 0.5%. NFLW down 0.65. There we go. They captured 130% of the loss. So in a bull market, Roundhill flourishes. And we're kind of in a bull market. It's just hard to say. There's so much going on. But that's the gist of it. Nothing really dramatic here. Let's go back to the top. We'll look at yields and declarations. Again, the single tickers declared today. But we'll go through, kind of the top ones. We'll sort by yield. And COIW, the Coinbase fund, 14 cents to 26 cents. Massive. 78% yield. We take the last three. I just called you the last two. But 78% yield. Negative total return, so we don't pay a whole lot of attention to it. WhoW on Robinhood, 28 cents to 49 cents. Huge. 72% yield. Total return, 10% if you drip, 34% if you don't. So it's better not to. It's been down so much that it's been better to take the distributions and not put them back into the fund and chasing it down. If it has a couple of good weeks or months, that might flip, and then it's a healthy fund, in my opinion. Not financial advice, but here's a healthy one. GDXW, I own it. I love it. Down today, 72 cents, now 62 cents. 70% yield. Total return, 86% if you drip, 83 if you don't. That's awesome. They say you can, and, well, we'll get to that. Above NAV price, I'll just say that. You can't get 70% yield without NAV erosion. It's not eroding. It's paying 70% yield. Total return, 86% if you drip. Oh, you have to reinvest to get that. No, 83% if you don't. So that's that. MSTW, 10 cents to 16 cents, 68% yield, negative total return. AMDW, this thing, and AMD is just on a tear. In fact, let's just look at a quick trading view on that one. And I got some indicators, just ignore them. I was look at AMD. This is a daily chart. April 1st, it was at $210. This is AMD. It's now $347 from 210? 210 to 347. Huge. Overbought, in my opinion. So I wouldn't jump in now if you don't own it already. But and I don't. But we missed on that one. That thing is awesome. So They went from 62 cents to 70 cents to 80 cents weekly. 58% yield, massive total return. 104% if you drip, 80% if you don't. That's awesome. And I think now it's overbought, so I'm not jumping in yet. And above launch price. I'll point that out. ETH, that's their Ethereum fund, 14 cents to 11 cents. That dropped. 57% yield, negative total return. Their Avgo fund, AVGW, 55 cents to 58 cents, 54% yield, 58% total return if you drip, 46 if you don't. So your prerogative. But we'll talk about launch price in a minute. That's what I wanted to show you. But PLTW 8, and they had a weird payment last week. They went from 31 cents down to 8 cents. Now they're back to 32 cents. They just had a bad week. I don't know. 54% yield based on those three. And that's why we take three. We don't want that 8 cent by itself or a 32 cent by itself. If it's averaging 8 cents, it's averaging 24 cents. So that's why we take three of them. 54% yield. Total return 19% if you drip, 22 if you don't, which means it is dropping. It's still positive, but if you're dripping, you're buying and it's going down. You're buying and it's going down. So I would just be taking the distros if I own this, not financial advice, and putting them elsewhere till these numbers flip. And then they're close, but that's what I would do. RMW on ARM, 36 cents to 58 cents, 51% yield. Total returns negative, but I think it's improving. I don't remember what it was last week. But BABW on Alibaba, 29 cents to 35 cents, 51% yield, negative total return. NVDW on Nvidia, 36 cents to 38 cents, 49% yield. Great total return, 36% if you drip, annualized, 25 if you don't. That's a healthy fund. When it's higher on the drip, doesn't mean you have to. It just means you're buying it and it's going up. And you're buying more and it's going up. So that's my opinion on that. So that's a good, healthy fund. TSLW on Tesla, 14 cents to 28 cents. It doubled since last week. 48% yield. Total return, it's 1.78 annualized if you drip, negative 2.42 if you don't. So it's, some of these, they say all these funds you have to drip or you're going to lose all your money. This one you kind of have to keep that par value. So anyway, I don't own it. Not worried about it. If I did, I would drip and just wait and see. I'm very bullish on Tesla, but it's, that's been a roller coaster. So METW on Meta, 28 cents to 30 cents, 47% yield. Total returns negative, but barely. Ubu, that's on Uber. Not a fan, but it's 19 cents to 31 cents. Huge increase, 45% yield. Total return is negative. And if it's negative, it's negative. I'm not getting into the exact details. It's negative. NFLW, that's on Netflix, 25 cents down to 9 cents. This is like PLTW last week. 25 cents, 25 cents, 9 cents. 43% yield, negative total return. AMZW on Amazon, 33 cents, 35 cents, 35 cents. Pretty stable there. 42% yield. We'll say 43. It's 42.99. 18% annualized total return if you drip. 15% if you don't. I like it. I don't own it. I'm not buying it now. But that's a healthy fund. And it's Amazon. That's a Mag 7 stock. They're not going anywhere. I think they're going to go, they can go up and down short term, but I think long term, this will be going up and be fine. So that's that. we're not going to go through all of them, but let's talk about total returners. And we covered the main ones. GUW, look at this. Averages 55 cents a week, 42% yield, 123% annualized if you drip, 107 if you don't. So you don't have to. You're still doubling your money. You're counting the distributions because you have to. These are income funds. If you buy something, and look at the price, it's 69 bucks. Launched it, I think 50. We'll get to that. So, I mean, I don't know what to say. It's higher up in value since inception. Now, if you buy it here and it goes down to $65, you can't say it sucks and you lost all your money. These are since inception numbers. Now, I did not get in since inception, so my numbers are different, but they're very good. I'm very pleased with this fund. But yeah, I mean, it's doubling your money every year, counting the distributions. If you're putting them back in, you have more shares, you're making more money. So, I can't reiterate that enough. AMDW, number 2, 58% yield, 104% return if you drip, annualized, 80 if you don't, totally fine. We average those two, we get 92% annualized average total return. Freaking awesome. Then I do own GDXW, 70% yield, 86% if you drip, 83% if you don't, annualized. Awesome. And a lot of these we've already covered, but now we're on the total returners. AVGW, 54% yield, 52% total return, better if you drip at 58. GLDW, 38% yield, 46% total return annualized, a little better if you drip. NVDW, 49% yield, 31% average annualized total return, a little better if you drip. WHOW, 72% yield, and we talked about this, 10% total return if you drip, 34 if you don't. Again, these are annualized numbers. So this fund might be coming back, but it's still better to not reinvest the distributions. That's what these numbers tell me. PLTW, 54% yield. Same thing here. 19% annualized if you drip, 22 if you don't. So I wouldn't. Maggie. And again, they declare a different day. Roundhill declares every day of the week on something. Top W is Monday. I think, don't quote me on that. But different. The single tickers were today for the most part. And then YBTC and YETH and YBTC. I think Tuesday. Maggie on Wednesday. The DTEs on Thursday. I don't know. It's a blur. And I have them all here. Well, let's go all the way over. I have declarations and the different days. And then XPay is monthly, of course. But anyway, let's go back to Maggie. 29% yield, 19% annualized total return, almost the same, drip or no drip. AMZW, 42% yield, 16% annualized total return, better if you drip. QDTE, I do own this. This is the 0 DTE covered calls on the Russell. On the Qs, on the NASDAQ. 21% annualized yield. That's on an index fund. That's not bad. Total return, 18% if you drip, which I do, 12% if you don't. I'm at the point in my investing, and we're all different in different spots. I am not taking anything out. I work full time, decent money, and I have enough to put in every week to this stuff. And if it tells me drip, I'll drip back into that fund. If it tells me it's better to not drip, I'll take the money and put it into another fund. I'm not taking anything out for the next few years. And then, reassess. So we're all at different spots, but that's, my philosophy there. RDTE, that's the Russell one, 33% yield, so it's better than the NASDAQ. Total return is pretty close. I mean, 15% on both of those. A little better if you drip on RDTE. XPay, that's monthly, target 20 S&P, and guess what? It's paying 20% yield. Better if you drip, 16% annualized, 13 if you don't. Average those, we get 15. YBTC, that's their the Bitcoin fund. I think this is the best Bitcoin fund right now. Bitcoin's been insane. We all know this. But they're paying a 38% yield. It's actually better to not reinvest this one. It's 12% annualized if you do, 15% annualized if you don't. So if I did own this, I would not be reinvesting, but I wouldn't sell it. I mean, it's still positive. It's still paying more than it's losing, and it hasn't lost much, and we'll get to that. XDTE, that's their S&P 0DTE covered calls, 19% yield, 15% annualized total return. If you drip, 11% if you don't. Not bad. And then CostW, that's their Costco fund, 25% yield on Costco. 10% annualized total return if you reinvest, 8 if you don't. That's awesome on Costco. All right, so and there's plenty others, but we're going to go to the hybrid yield here. We don't cover every fund for every metric. There's just too many. Same with the Yield Max, and Yield Boost is getting there too. So we're going to sort this. Highest hybrid yield. And hybrid yield is just an average of, we take the total return, drip, no drip, we average those. So for GUW, we have 115% annualized average total return. Then we average that with the yield at 42%. We get the hybrid yield at 78.88%. That is the best Roundhill fund, in my opinion. Next, I own that, and I own the next one. GDXW, 78% hybrid yield. Higher yield than GUW, lower total return, but we average those, we get 78. It's pretty close. AMDW, 75% hybrid yield. AVGW, HUW, 47. GLDW, 42. All good. These are all good yields, positive total returns. Again, the HUW, it's better if you don't drip. So it's, I would say it's not there yet, but coming back. Robinhood took a major beating, not recently, last few weeks, but last few months, yes, major beating. And I think it's coming back, but the numbers still don't show to jump back in reinvesting. If you own it, if I owned it, I'd hold it. I would not get rid of it. GLDW, we talked about. NVDW at 40% hybrid. PLTW 37. Again, that one's better if you don't drip. AMZW 29%. That's healthy. And then COIW, it's got the big yield, 78%. The total return is negative. So you average the negative 22 with the 78% yield, you get 28% hybrid yield. I wouldn't touch it, but and then it's just down from there. Now, we're going to talk about market cap. We've been talking about that. This is share price times shares outstanding. Who's the monster? And it's QDTE. Almost 800, 800 million in assets. It's not AUM, it's market cap. XDTE, 294 million. Maggie, 164 million. Top W, that one's coming back. I think they made some changes. They changed the ticker, which I could care less, but 162 million, nice. Then their Bitcoin fund, YBTC, 157 million, RDTE, 152, so on and so forth. My gold miners fund is at 78 million, GUW at 68. Surprises me that it's not higher. Are any of them really struggling? Not really. I mean, Ubu, 1.5 million. It's enough to keep collecting their management fee. I mean, there's enough money there, but not a fan. BABW, 1.7 million. ARMW, 2.7 million. The United Healthcare Fund, 3.1 million. Their bond fund, TSYW, 4 million. And, not interested. Anyway, let's go back to the top. One more thing we're going to talk about is I've got launch date. I've got launch. Now, this is not the actual opening price. This is the closing price on launch date. It's easier to get those numbers, so bear with me. We're going to store, and then I have the yield, which is just copied from, just so we can see it on one page. In fact, let's just do that so we can see what we're talking about here. So we're going to sort, we've got the launch date. Well, for example, QDTE launched March 7th, 2024 at 46.44. That's the closing price that day, not the opening price. So it's down $16. Yeah, launched at 46.44. It's now 29.56. Lost $16 in NAV erosion, if you want to call it. Fine. Then the percentage of the loss from launch, and then we got the yield, which I just copied over. But I want to show you who is above launch price, because someone asked me, they don't care about this and that. They want to know, are they're NAV erosion people. Well, here you go. There are 4 of them. They're above their launch price, or their the close on the launch date. It's just easier for me. If you want to actually look at the open, go ahead. It's pretty close. GUW launched at $50 and, well, I'm going to say launched at, but it's the closing price that day. $50.71. It's at $69. $18 gain in less than a year, July 24th of last year. It's up 36% in NAV. This is not counting distributions at all, just NAV price. And it's paying 42% yield. So I keep hearing you can't get more than X amount in yield without losing your money. 42%. Is that your number? Maybe. What about 58% yield on AMDW? Launched at 51 on same day, July 24th. $51 launch, $63 now. Again, the last few days have helped that. They're up $11, 22% gain in NAV, not counting distributions. 58% yield, counting the distributions, of course. So yeah, you can get 58% and not have NAV erosion. It just depends on the underlying. It depends on the strategy. They're all different. Roundhill does better when things are up. They do worse when things are down. It's that simple. GLDW, that's the gold fund, launched at 51.29 on October 30th of last year, not long ago. The worst time to launch a fund. Remember, from Halloween till the 3rd week of November, everything crashed. And this one has held up. 51.29 launch, 52.26 current price, up 97 cents. Nothing to write home about, but 1.9% gain in NAV, not counting distros, 38% yield, freaking awesome. And then the fund I own, GDXW, which is the gold miners, launched at 51.71, same day, October 30th. It's at 51.92. And this was the gold funds were much higher. They're down now. but they were much higher recently. Gold and silver just went nuts. They've come back down to earth. I'm still very bullish on all the metals, but GDXW 5171 to 5192, 21-cent gain, 41% or 0.41% gain in NAV. Not a lot, but we'll say flat. 70% yield. So yeah, you can get it. You got to follow the numbers, and it's got to be the underlying and the strategy. And I mean, the math doesn't lie. Launched at 5171. Well, closed launch date at 5171. It's up 21 cents. 0.41%. Nothing crazy. If you annualize it, it's probably 1%. But 70% yield. So, again, yes, you can get more than. I mean, these people are talking about, I don't do anything over 12%. If it's over 12% yield, you're going to lose your money. I own this fund. I'm not losing any money. The NAV is stable, we'll say. I mean, it went way up and then way down, but it's right there where it started, and it's paying a crap ton along the way. Let's look at that real quick, and then we'll shut it down. GDXW, div channel, GDXW. Launched October 30th. Again, 5171. That's the closing price on launch date. And that's how I figured it out, what that number was. So it's easier to pull up from here. And it's now, it's saying it's at 58. Oh, we're a week behind. Hang on. April 24th is today. Yeah, it's down from there. Here we go. 5171. It's at 5192. It's up 21 cents. Your 10,000, if you reinvested everything and sold it today, your 10,000 is now $12,626 since October. 25%, 26%. If you didn't reinvest, not the end of the world. It's actually better. Your 51 is still 51.92. You've been paid $14. Same deal. I mean there you go. You're up you're up 21 cents on the fund, but it's paid you $14 along the way. So your total return is actually better here, and I need to update this. I'll update these tomorrow. It's better if you don't drip. Do I have that on here? GDXW. Let's go back to here. No. Okay, so I update these numbers tomorrow, once a week on Saturdays. The total return with drip, without drip. GDXW is showing it's better not to drip now. So guess what? I'll turn it off and put that money elsewhere until it flips back. It's because it's been down lately. Let me go back here. So yeah, it's saying 54% annualized if you drip, 57% if you don't. So guess what? I'm turning it off. I follow the math. That's it. And you can try and guess what gold's going to do and what gold miners is going to do. I take the emotion out of it. I follow this. All right, so that's the coverage. Let me know what you think. Again, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Do your own research. This is mine. This is how I know. I'm not a genius with this stuff. I follow the math, and this tells me what to do, and I don't have to think about it. And because that's when you get into trouble. With options, I think about it, and I get into trouble there too. But no brainer for me. So hit the like, subscribe, comment. Please comment. What do you own from Roundhill? What do you like? What do you not like? What do you not like about my coverage, or like or not like? Let me know. We're all in this together. We're just having a conversation, and what I'm doing, what I like to do, And you guys know it. I own GUW and GDXW from Roundhill. Those are the only ones I own from Roundhill, right? Nope, I own one more. QDT, yeah. So I own 3 of them. Hard to keep track. We cover 180 something funds now, uh, with all the various companies. And we'll go over the top ones tomorrow of all of them. So stay tuned for that. The top 10s video, top 10 yielders, top 10 returners, top 10 hybrid yields. And I hope to get that last number here. Let's go to some green here. I won't have these all tomorrow. I did them all on Roundhill today. I did some yield max, but there's just so many, and I manually enter these. So I will try to get them all by next weekend for all of them, but won't be tomorrow. No promises. I'll try, but that's that. So have a great day, and we'll talk again tomorrow. So let me know what you think. Have a good one.